Mr.MiyagiStyle. Hey guys, it's been a while. Just got back from my trip from Dominican Republic. Great resort. I actually got a couple diving in, so finally, see my tan? You like my tan? I think I got burned a little bit, so. Anyways, I tan very well, so I'm from the tropics. Very un-Asian of me. I'm gonna do something a little different today, guys. I'm just gonna dabble in a couple things that's upcoming, and then I'll get into what I'm doing today. We are hopefully, I hear through the grapevine that the Ace Pro firmware that was supposed to come out last month, I think it's coming out, rolling out. The reason why they've been delayed is because they've been launching the X4. I don't know if you guys been hearing that all over the place, so that's me. It's been getting great reviews, this thing. I'm hopefully going to get one in my hands by this week, next week, and I'll get to do a review on that as well. Ace Pro, I was at the resort, so I got to shoot. My dog's going nuts over here. Can you hear him? He's barking at something. Who's he barking at? No deliveries. I got to go on a trip, so I spent a week in Punta Cana, and I've been shooting the Ace Pro quite a bit at the resort, nighttime, low light, daytime, on the beach, underwater. I've posted some videos. Please look at the links below. I've got so much videos. I'm just compiling through them right now, so just bear with me. Anyways, I want to get to the gist of this video. I don't want to make it too long. There's going to be 3 parts of this video. I'm just going to introduce what I'm doing, and then we're going to do an open box, and then I'm going to get into sort of a screen capture type of deal. Then you can see what I'm doing here. The links for these products are below. A company called CamDuck, Chinese company, approached me and asked me if I would be willing to do some reviews on their product. They're relatively new. So they've asked me if I could do an honest review. I'm not sponsored, I'm not paid. They just send me the cameras, 2 cameras to be exact, to test out, and I've had a chance to do some testing on it and mounted them and set them up. The first one is the CamDuck X, a power socket camera. You'll see in the open box what it looks like. So they deal with hidden cameras. What I mean by that is we all have cameras. I have tons of cameras in this house. I have cameras that are like Easy Viz. I've got Blink cameras. I've got the Ring. But they're all exposed. They're all out in the open so people can see them. So I've got cameras that kind of go all over my house. These are neat. I don't have any of these, and it was kind of cool that they asked me to test it out. They've like what I do in my content, and you know I don't get paid to do this, so and so I said, yeah, send it over. I'm always willing to try new stuff and do testing, right, and help out small companies. So they sent me this product. One is a socket camera, so it's a hidden camera. It's like a looks like a power bar almost, and I'll show you. And it's got a hidden camera inside, and it's only a static view, 120-degree view from the camera. The other one, which is a little bit nicer, which is the one I really like, that I could probably use quite often. It's a smoke detector, a fake smoke detector hidden camera. Let me get that right. It is not a smoke detector, so don't think it is. It looks like a smoke detector, but it's actually a camera, and it will actually pan 360 degrees remotely. Okay, so I'm gonna do an open box right now. I won't get too much into me chatting, ranting. Okay, like I said, all the links for these products are at the bottom. Please, if you like it, pick it up. I haven't seen anything really like this, so it'd be kind of cool to reach out to them. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. You can ask that company. Okay, I'm gonna jump to the open box right now and see what they are. Alright guys, I'm just going to do the unboxing here, so I'm not going to make this segment too long. You guys will love it. It has some guy jumped onto one of my videos, older videos, and started bitching at me and swearing about me ranting. And he was like, get to the effing point, blah, 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 blah. You guys know that my name has rant in it, and my channel says rant, right? So why would you come in? And he was actually quite rude. He got his ass deleted. Anyways, I'm not going to be a nice guy like some of these content creators, guys. I have no patience for idiots and people who are rude. If you're rude to me, you're gone. It's that simple with me. Okay? Anyways, guys, I'm going to get back to the fun stuff. Okay, so this is CamDuck. 2 devices they sent me. They were actually going to send me one, but I was actually really interested in the other one, the smoke detector one. So they sent me both to test out. I'm not getting paid. I'm not being sponsored, so I'm just trying these out and just giving my honest opinion. And I'll tell you what I like about this, and there's a couple things I don't like about it, but it's not really a deal breaker for this kind of a technology, for this kind of a genre. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unbox this one here. So this is what they call the CamDuck X, the hidden socket camera. Okay, what you get in a box is the camera. You get a USB cable to there's a little lid at the top. I'll show you. You actually get a little memory card reader, micro SD card reader, and you get a guitar pick. Ding, ding, ding. No. What this pick does is it basically pops the lid on the top, and this allows you to access the memory card on top, and there's a reset button as well. This basically is for charging your device to plug in the front, because it is basically a extender. So you plug it into your wall socket, and you get 4 extended ones. So instead of the 2, you get 4 total, and there's 3 USB ports, 2 USB-A's and 1 USB-C for charging your devices. This little ear thing allows, I got a picture of it, you'll see in a minute what I've got set up. Put your phone on top, plug it in, you charge it. This is for your memory card, you can put on top. So I'm just gonna close this off. Pretty neat. So you can actually buy these on Amazon, and you can buy them on, I think, some stores like Home Depot. They're basically just extenders, give you 4 plugs instead of 2, and there's a USB charger. Now, what's different about this unit is there's a camera inside this little black screen here, okay? So when you plug it in, I've got this, you'll see that I've got this in my hallway right by the door, and it does have a 120-degree field of view point for the camera, and you'll see on a sample that I've got that screen capture the viewpoint and the actual image and quality of it. But that's the unboxing of this guy. Pretty neat little thing. The specs are I've listed the description for the site and the specs for this particular unit here. It's not like super duper specs. They do run at these cameras run at 1080p. And it has a 4 megapixel camera in it. It's also hidden 120 degrees field of view. Does motion detect. It accesses your Wi-Fi to connect. And it does use the H.265 compression for the video, so it keeps the size down and the quality decent. Okay, very similar to for your action cams. The nice thing about this particular camera is that it doesn't require an external power because it plugs into the socket. This one I'm about to open is a little different. I'll explain why. It's a little different, and there's a couple things that you need to do. The video on these are quite clear. The picture is quite clear, and you'll see in the sample later on in my video. Okay, so I'm going to open this one quickly, and then we'll jump to the video itself. I'll explain a couple of small things with this one. So this one is the one I really wanted to try. I like them both. It says this one is I think in a house perspective in terms of a hidden camera. This is a little bit better. So you get it looks like a smoke detector. Okay, and you do get the same thing. You get a mounting plate for the ceiling. Again, the same cable that's for charging. And I'll tell you why. You do get the same micro USB reader. I now have 2 guitar picks. Just kidding. And then you get screws for mounting the plate for the unit on top. Now, why do I like this better? Well, first of all, it looks like a smoke detector. Okay, the camera is actually in this little black bar, which is really cool. The other cool thing about this unit is that it turns, it spins. You can actually remote control this, and it'll do 360 degrees. Now it doesn't go completely. It doesn't go how do you call it? Infinite rotation. It turns 360 and you gotta turn it back 360. Okay, so there's probably the motor. It just ends at 360 and you gotta go back 360. So it doesn't keep turning this way. Okay. Again, you have a guitar pick. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this basically pops this piece out, and this is where you can charge. There's a USB port here, USB-C, and then a micro SD card. Okay, now the two neat thing about this unit is that why I say that the Cam X has an advantage over this one is that this is the CamDuck 007 model. Okay, and it's a dummy smoke detector camera. That's what they call it. Okay, now if you open this, there's actually a well, it's sticky taped. Hey, that's annoying. So there's actually a big, these are very common. I think they're 16550s, I think. Let me just double check. No, 18650 batteries, okay? So these are actually really cool. I have these batteries for my flashlights. I have like LED Cree lights that uses the same battery in there, and they hold a lot of power. So this one actually uses this battery inside. Now, the battery, here's the catch. The battery doesn't power this thing forever, okay? Average time on a full charge of this battery is about 6 hours. Why did they put a battery on in here? Obviously not for constant use, because if you're going to use it constantly and use it 24/7, you need to have a power source, okay? So it does include the cable that comes out that allows you to plug it into a ceiling, like I have smoke detectors that are power based, so you can just plug it into this power or a light switch or that kind of thing. So you can plug this in and then have permanent power to this, so you can use it 24/7. So you can monitor it. So basically, what it is, I didn't have anything in this house. I was going for vacation before this when this came. I didn't really have much time to mount this, so I actually DIY'd a stand for this. And it was hanging on the top of my, you'll see in the sample that I do with the screen capture, it was actually on the top of the cupboard of my kitchen, where I actually had a very good view of the kitchen and some other areas. And I actually put this on top of it was on a mount. I'll show you. It was on this mount here. And it was just an old thing I don't use anymore. It was an old headphone holder. So I had this elastic bandit on top here. And it was like this. And it was on top of my cupboard. And I had a USB cable plug that plugged into this unit. Okay. So you can do two ways of power source. The best way, obviously, is to connect the wire and have it as a ceiling fake smoke detector camera. As long as you have a power source, whether it's USB or the actual plug-in, then you can actually run the camera 24/7, and it won't utilize this battery. The only time this battery will be used is if the power goes out. You have 6 hours of backup battery with this battery, so you can still run that camera. Problem is that it doesn't really matter. It'll record on the camera, but you can't access it anyways because you don't have Wi-Fi if you don't have power, right? So, but I like this because this thing actually spins. It actually looks like a smoke detector. And honestly, if a thief comes in your house and they'll never know this is a camera unless they know this product, right? So I really like this. Now, the advantage of these things that I really do like, is that they're hidden. This one rotates. The quality image is actually not bad. It's usable. It's good. It's clear. It does have 4 megapixel stills that you can take pictures of. The software you'll see later on is very easy to use. Would love to see in the next models a couple things. For this camera, I would love to see maybe an option to, because when you mount this and you don't have power, then you kind of screwed. You have to have power, right? Maybe some sort of an option to mount it via USB, because with this one, if you mount the USB sticks up, it goes across, right? So you have to have a sort of a bracket to. I might print something up and just mount it and use a USB power instead. We'll see, or just keep using that stand. Seems to be working just fine. The camera, I would love to see maybe a higher resolution than 1080p. We're 2024 now. 1080p is kind of a dying breed. But that said, this is a security camera. There are still lots of security cameras out there that are still 1080p. But you're also seeing a lot of cameras out there that are 2.7K, 4K now, right? The only downfall with 4K, 2.7K is if you're remotely trying to access video, that could be an issue. It's a lot slower, right? All in all, it's a great product. It works really well. I had it running for a week when I was in Dominican. I was monitoring it. I was jumping in to test it pretty much every day to spin it around and stuff like that. Never had any issues, never disconnected, nothing. But yeah, it does require constant power for this to run. You do have to supply that external power for the smoke detector, fake smoke detector camera. The CamDuck X, the outlet one, you don't have to because it's already supplying power by plugging it into the socket. So it's going to run, but it does not have the rotation view. It only has 120-degree view. This one as well as 1080p. This one I would like to see maybe in a future model that these are higher than 5 volt. You know, we're in the era where our smartphones have fast charging now and they have bigger batteries and it takes forever to charge. Would be nice because this is plugged into a socket anyways. Why not put in high speed? You know, like a 30 volt or 25 volt or 25 watt charger. We should be seeing that with pretty much anything that charges a phone now, right? And this is also 1080p. We'd love to see 4K 2.7 resolution. But again, as a security camera in the house, you don't really need it. It's nice to have, but you know, it's just a clarity thing, right? Other than that, I really like these two. I'm going to jump to the next video, which is going to be kind of the app itself, how to use it and how to kind of navigate around the app. Pretty straightforward stuff. And then we're going to end right there. Have a good one. Respect. Peace out. Alright guys, from the video I'm going to do a quick run through of the CamDuck software. I like the software. It's actually very simplified. I have blink cameras, I have the ring camera, I've got easy viz camera, I got like cameras all over the place in the house. What I don't have is hidden cameras, which is kind of nice to have the CamDuck products because they are hidden. Somebody walks in your house, breaks in your house, they're never going to know that these are cameras unless they're familiar with the product, right? But this is the software. Once you set your cameras up with the software, it looks like this. So you have two different panels, and accordingly on the top I have the CamDuck X, which is the fire alarm camera, hidden camera, and then at the bottom I have the CamDuck 007, which is the plug module that goes in the socket, which also gives you the auxiliary ports to expand the socket. So you do have 4 power sockets, and then you have 3 USBs on the top. For charging your phones. Those two little ear things that you see, that's just you'll see a picture that I posted that's just to hold your phone so it doesn't pop up your device when you're charging it on that particular 007 model. But yeah, pretty simple. You can actually set your settings here. If you go to recording status, you can do, I've got on loop recording, so this is constantly recording, or you can set it to motion detect, so it only records when there's a motion detected on the actual camera itself. Pretty basic. If you know anything about cameras, those are very basic features, or pretty standard features. I mean, the top one I really like. The fire alarm I like because it's rotatable, and it allows me to see, when I click on it, it allows me to see 360-degree area of the image or the video. So how do you access that motorized image or the video? Go to PTZ zone, and you can actually rotate the actual camera, as you can see on here in live mode, and you can actually what's this? You can actually zoom in and zoom out as well, which is really cool. I like this because it gives me control of the images. I can see my small dining room, kind of partial outside, and a little bit of my living room, and then my kitchen as well. So that's the only area I don't have a camera to monitor the house. And the nice thing about this is you can actually monitor this outside of your Wi-Fi region. So if you leave the house, you've got this camera set up in the CamDuck app. If you have a data plan, you can actually do the same thing. It's just a little bit slower because you're going through a data plan. It's no fault of the camera itself, right? And you can go into camera mode. You can go to video mode on the top here, 4 megapixel, 1080p. And if you want to take a photo of the place, you can take a photo of it. And you can take a look at it, and you've taken a static photo of actually what the view is. So that's pretty straightforward in terms of the app for the camera. I like it. simple, because if you look at the blink cameras, if you look at the ring camera, they're so complex that I just want to get on, look at it, and just get out. You know, if there's some motion or somebody rings the doorbell, that kind of thing. I don't want to have to fiddle around with it and dig in and find something with the cameras, with the camera app. So this is a nice change that it's a basic camera app that just works. At the bottom here you can go to album, and it's just basically all the photos I've taken with the check with the cameras themselves. So you can go back. Okay, and products. Oh, this is okay. So this is, I'm gonna go down to the bottom, which is the CamDuck 07, which is the plug-in module for the socket. So this one's nice because you don't need external power like the CamDuck X. Unfortunately, CamDuck X has a rechargeable lithium polymer battery inside. It's rechargeable, but it only works for 6 hours. So for your fire alarm camera to work 24/7, you do need an external power source, either through the cable that comes with it. You'll see a description in my you saw it in the description at the beginning of the unboxing, the cables for plugging in, or you can actually plug it into USB into an outlet, which is what I have on mine set up, and you'll see what I've done here. I didn't want to put it in the ceiling yet because I wanted to do some testing and do this review. But this is similar, the CamDuck 007, which is a static video. So it just takes straight on, and it gives you a wider view, 120 degree view surrounding area. So this is located right in the hallway in front of my door. So if somebody comes in a door, it's going to catch them coming in a door, and then it'll start to record. It is a static image, so or a video, so it does not move like that's why I like the fire alarm one, because you can control your viewpoints, okay, whereas you cannot with this one. Same thing goes if you want to take a photo, you just take a photo, you can view it, that kind of thing. The advantage of this one to the other one is it does have the extra 4 sockets. So if you have a 2-socket wall plug, you can just plug this in, you can extend it to 2 more wall plugs, and then you have 3 USB connections on the top that you can charge your USB devices with. So that's kind of cool. Both of these cameras are hidden cameras, so if you look at them, you wouldn't know there was a camera, and which is a kind of nice thing. All the cameras in my house, you can tell they're cameras because they're just either static cameras or they're rotatable cameras, and when we come in, you can see them right away. With these ones, you can't tell, so it's nice to have hidden cameras. CamDuck does a lot of hidden camera stuff, and this is 2 of the products I really like. The fire alarm one I really do like one. I'm going to plan on setting that up permanently on the ceiling. So that's it for the software. Pretty straightforward, easy to install. The cameras are easy to sync up. Once you sync them up, they stay on your app, and if you're outside of your Wi-Fi range, you can still use the cameras via mobile data. But that's it, guys. That's a short sample of the CamDuck software.